I've just gone live with the webinar. Let's wait for some time, and once people start joining in, then we can start.
Sure.
Yeah, I think few people have already started joining in. I guess more people will. Uh, Okay, let's start. I think we can just go with the webinar, and more people will keep on joining in as we proceed. So first of all, thank you so much to the attendees who have already joined. Thank you for joining today for this session. And you might be aware already that this session is about automation testing. So if someone wants to go into software testing, particularly wants to get started with automation testing, this is a session for all of them. And we would be discussing, we would be trying to understand, we would try to understand what automation testing is really is, what are its benefits, how it is different from manual testing, and what are some of the popular tools, technologies, what are some of the skills that you should be learning if you want to start your automation testing journey. And how can you, what are the kind of resources or where can you basically, learn from. And for this session, I'm quite happy to welcome Sonia Raichandani. She's going to be the speaker for the session today. She's a senior software consultant and has more than 5 years of experience into manual automation and API testing. So before Sonia starts with the presentation, let me just remind everyone that if you have any questions regarding the topic, you can just put it in the Q&A box that you can see in the bottom panel, and we will take them up once Sonia is done with the presentation. So Sonia, welcome. Please go ahead. Please begin the presentation, and then we can all learn.
Uh, Thank you so much, Niharika. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I hope you are doing well. So let's start. Today we will discuss about automation testing. So in our daily life, we are seeing that everything is being automated and make it easy for us. So we can do everything in a seconds, and we can take benefits of automation testing. So automation testing is very important in our daily life. Today we will discuss about automation testing in software part. So today we will discuss about what is software, what is automation testing, why automation testing is very important, and why we should have to use automation testing, types of automation testing, and te- uh, automation testing tools, which type of testing tools we can use in automation testing, so uh, we can do our automation testing in easy. And or we will discuss about automation frameworks, benefits, and automation testing life cycles. What is automation testing? So automation testing is a software techniques that involves the use of automated tools and script to execute the test cases. Uh, we have to write the test cases in any tools. With the help of the Excel, we can write our test cases. After that, we have to write the automation script and compare actual outcomes with expected outcomes. So automation testing is a software techniques that automates the process of validating the functionality of software and ensures it meets requirement before being released into the productions. And with the help of automation testing, we can prevent from bugs or defects in early stage. It's a very big and essential process if we are doing automation testing, so we can identify defects and bugs in early stage. And by automation testing we can do repetitive and time consuming tasks, and it also helps to reduce human errors and improve efficiency. If you do manual testing, so it will take time to to perform repetitive tasks and it's very time consuming. But when we do automation testing, so it very helpful for us and it's a less time consuming. So this is the manual process, how developer write the code, how developer raise a request to the tester, and how tester test the application and then give feedback to the developer. So developer write the coding and tester test the coding with any tools. If tester write the test cases, so they can use any tool like Zypher, Testwheel. After that they can automate those test cases with the help of any tool. We will discuss later which type of tool tester can adapt for automation testing. And after that, doing the test cases executions, and doing the automation script execution of automation script, tester execute the test cases, and doing the test casing, doing the execution if developer tester found any bugs. Suppose functionality is not working and website is crashing, then developer then tester uh, then tester report the bugs to the developer. Okay, and after that developer fix those defects, and then we assign to the tester to retest. So this is the manual testing process, and we can implement same thing into the automation testing. Why automation testing? Why we should do automation testing? So automation test can be executed much faster than manual test. So since we don't need to require human interventions, and with the automation testing we can give quick feedback to the developer that website and application is not working in early stage. Visibility: once create an automation test case, we don't need to write again. We can run multiple test cases in one go. Once create the automation test script, and we can be used across multiple test cycles and save time and efforts in regression testing. Accuracy: automate test cases, execute predefined steps visually every time, reduce the likelihood of human errors associated with manual testing. Once we write the any automation script, then we can use everywhere, and we can be reused across multiple test cycles and save the time and efforts. And cost if next one is cost effectiveness. Although there is an initially investment in setting up automation framework and script, so with the help of the automation testing it save the cost uh, comparison to manual testing. Regression testing: and with the help of the automation testing we can perform regression testing. Means, what is regression testing? If any new functionality introduced in a website and in applications, so we do not perform all the testing by manually. So with the help of the automation testing we can perform regression testing too, and with and prevents the reintroductions of previously fixed bugs. Suppose you found any bugs in website. Suppose login functionality is not working. Okay, and after sometimes login functionality is working, with new functionality like sign up functionality is also introduced in in uh, in the code. Okay, so when we perform automation testing, and we can observe and we can introduce previously bugs easily. Parallel execution. Automation testing tools often supports parallel execution and allow multiple tests to run simultaneously across different environments and configurations. With the help of the automation testing tool, we can do perform parallel executions with different platforms and different environments. Types of testing. There are two types of testing. First one is functional testing and second one is non-functional testing. What is functional testing? Functional testing that tests the functionality of software, and it is done before non-functional testing. And functional testing is also called behavior and focused on the underlying application features. So, functional testing is also part of software testing. The In functional testing, the system is tested against the functional requirements. In this testing, functionality is not concerned about the functional documents. It or source functionality is not means concerned about source code. It's focused on the input and output expected results. It can be done manually through the test cases. And non-functional is the also part of the software testing. And in non-functional testing, we can test all the aspects which are not tested in functional testing. And non-functional testing done after functional testings. And non-functional testing majorly focused on performance uh, testing, performance of the applications. So in functional testing, there are many types of testing: unit testing, integration testing, and smoke testing. So what is unit testing? In unit testing, where individual units and components of the software application are tested. Suppose you have a login form, okay, and you want to test a small unit like username. So you will go thoroughly checked and test the uh, unit testing for username. And integration testing is a binding of components, username and password, both combined testing of the unit testing. Integration testing, and it is interaction with integration of components or subsystem of the testing. Smoke testing is a build verification testing. When we perform smoke testing, we ensure that build is stable and critical functionality should work. After that, we can perform different types of testing. And in non-functional testing, there are many testings like performance testing, regressions testing, keyword driven testings, data driven testings. In performance testing, we check the load and stress of the applications. Suppose we have a website of Flipkart. Everyone, you all are aware about Flipkart and Amazon. Okay, so on the daily basis, how many users are accessed? Like 5,000 users are using and access the application. So in this case, application means website response quickly or not, we will check in the performance testing. So and the daily basis, website Flipkart, Myntra, and all e-commerce website is working fine. But what happened in big billion days and in festivals? So in this time, how website response? So in performance testing, we will check uh, the stress and load of the website. Regression testing is the also part of the functional and non-functional testing. So in regression testing, uh, adding the new features in software and perform the regression testing so that existing functionality will work properly. Same with the keyword driven testing and data driven testing. We will discuss further about keyword driven testing and data driven testing. Automation testing frameworks. So there are majorly three frameworks: data driven framework, keyword framework, and hybrid framework. So in uh, data driven framework is a software testing framework that separates the test script and allowing more flexibility and reusability. Suppose you have to check input like email address. Okay, if you are perform 5 to 10 email address have to check the email address. So in this case, what you will do, you will you will we check, and you will improve your code every time in software in automation testing. So it's a time consuming. For multiple inputs, we have to use a spreadsheet. Means in spreadsheet we will store inputs units like username, password, email address. So we can easily maintain our input data. And when we want to change these data, so no need to take time and open the spreadsheet and change our data in quickly. Same with keyword driven framework. So keyword driven framework uses keywords to represent actions and making test script more readable and modular. So in uh, in a keyword driven framework, test cases are defined in terms of keywords, and each keywords corresponds to specific actions or set of the actions to performed in the applications. Like we can pass the our keywords like this: pass keywords and in the string form. And what is hybrid framework? Combines elements of multiple frameworks to leverage their strengths and address specific testing requirements. So hybrid framework is a combination of two or more different types of testing framework, like data driven framework or keyword data driven framework. In this, testers can use existing components across different test cases and project, reducing duplications of efforts and improve efficiency. These all the testing tools like JMeter, Cathlon, Postman, APM, Jenkins, and Selenium. So JMeter is used for performance testing to test the load and stress testing. Cathlon is the a test for functional testing, and with the help of the Cathlon we can uh, play record and play. And in postman, with the postman testing we can do the API testing. APM tool used for mobile testing or mobile testing. And uh, and we can use APM for Android and iOS devices. To automate these devices, we can use APM. And Jenkins is used for CI/CD pipeline. So with the help of Jenkins, we can execute our jobs and integrate with these tools. So for these purpose, we can use Jenkins. And yeah, Selenium is most important and most popular tool to test the functional testing. With the help of the Selenium, uh, we can perform the automation testing. And in Selenium, we have to perform different types of operations. Like if you are or you want to perform login form, okay, you want to automate login form, okay, then in this case you have to enter username, password, and click on the submit button. So for these actions, we have the different operations under the Selenium tool. So you can use different type of tools according to the requirement. If you want to test performance testing, so you can go with JMeter. If you want to test uh, and automate the mobile applications, you can go with APM. And if you want to uh, automate the website, so you can go with Selenium. So according to the requirement, you can use different type of tools. And with these tools, we can use the Jenkins for integration, for CI/CD integrations. Benefits of automations. So what is the benefits of automations, and why we should use automation? So first one is cost reductions. When we initialize an investment in setting up automation framework and develop the test script, automation ultimately leads to the cost saving in the long run. So it reduce the manual testing efforts and decrease the time. Repeti- Repeatability. With the help of automation, we can uh, perform the repetitive task, like we had discussed about regression testing. So with the help of the automation, we can perform regression testing tool. And uh, and we can avoid repetitive task. Programmable and reusable. Once you will write the code, no need to write again and again. You can reuse your code. Suppose you have write an code and execute today, and you want to execute same code after 10 days. So no need to change in your code. You have to only execute those that code, and you will get the result. So it's a time consuming. Once you write, and you can run many times. Quality. It maintains the quality, like expected and actual result should match what is expected and actual result. Suppose we have a website of Amazon and Flipkart. In the search box, we are searching mobile, so we are expecting the result of mobiles. This is the expectations. Insist of mobile. If insist of mobile, there is showing another items, so this is the actual result. So this is the difference between expected and actual result. And automation testing life cycles. Uh, this is the life cycles. Scope of test automation, selections of the automation tools. What is in the scope of test automation? What is the scope and how much time will take, how many resources will work, and what the cost will take? So everything will discuss in the scope of test automation. Selection of the automation tool. So depend on the your requirement, you will select which type of your tool you have to automate. After that, test plan, design and strategies, and then you will decide which environment you want to test your script. And after that decided the test environment, you need to have set up like with Chrome browser and Firefox browser, which browser you want to run your script, and which environment you want to set up your script and execute. After that, set up the environment, you have to execute your script, and in the last, you have to test wizard and reports. So scope of the test automation, tool selections, test planning, test design, test executions. Yeah, in test executions, we monitor the test execution, analyze the test results, and identify defects or failures. And in execution, when we will identify the defects or failures, then we have to report to the developer with the help of the jira tickets. Okay, and in last, generate test reports and document test execution details, including pass fails status, test coverage and defect matrices. Defect tracking and management tools log defects and issues discovered during automated test execution in defect tracking system. We can execute our script with the help of the CI/CD integrations. And for CI/CD integrations, we have multiple tools like Jenkins, GitHub, GitLab. With the help of these platform and tools, we can integrate our automation script. And for reporting and analysis, analyze test data and matrices to identify areas for improvement, optimize test coverage and enhance automation testing process. uh, Thank you. And for your references, you can you can learn more about automation testing with Java Point website and YouTube channel with Raghav Pal, and these will help you for automation testing, and which type of a tool you are using. So it will very important for you if you are going with Selenium. So in the Selenium you will get many multiples operations and classes and interface and frameworks. So this will help you. Thank you. And
Okay. So that brings us to the end of the presentation. Anyone who would like to ask any question related to the topic can sort of post it in the chat box or the Q&A box. Meanwhile, I am also going to share a small feedback poll. I've just launched it, so people who are still watching can just share your feedback of whether you found the session helpful and would you recommend it to other people, your friends, your colleagues. So this sort of helps us to understand whether the content of the session was good, if more such topics are going to be helpful in the future or not. Okay, so there is one question, Sonia. Akash is asking that is there scope in India if I learn automation testing? So could you just talk a little bit about the scope in the industry of for automation testing, or maybe you can highlight what kind of roles that people can take, especially students, freshers can take up in the industry in automation testing.
Yeah. In organization in India, and yeah, there's many scope of automation testing. So you can go with automation testing, because with the help of the automation testing we can do everything in a easy way. So uh, if you are automating everything, if you are suppose you have website and you have to test that website, if you are performing manual testing, so it will take time, okay, and it will take time and cost, okay. So in this case you will go with the automation testing. So everyone is adapting the automation testing in India too, because in daily life you can see everything has been automated and no one want to do manual things, okay. So suppose you have suppose you have to go, um, um, go to uh, go to uh, go to Delhi, suppose, okay, then you can go by walk. No, you can't go, okay, it will take time. You can't go by walk. You, okay. So in this case you will think it will, first think in your mind what is, you will think it's a time consuming, okay. So it's a very time consuming thing, and you in daily basis you are not doing the manual things. So yeah, there's many scope in India, because in daily life we are not doing the manual things, so how can we do testing manually? So in automation can't replace 100% manually. So we can't capture the captcha code, and we can't automate the things with the help of the automation testing. But yeah, many things we can automate with the help of the automation, so we can go with automation testing.
Okay. Uh, all right. So that brings us to the end of this session. Thank you so much. We also received some feedback, some responses on the feedback. I'm sorry. Before we end, I'm just going to share the link to the YouTube link of this session where the you will find the recording of the session. So if even if you want to go back to the session and if you might have missed something out, you can just revisit the session on this YouTube link. I've just posted it in the chat window, so you can just save it and pick it up from there. Last but not the least, thank you so much, Sonia, for coming on board and sharing your insights and taking up the time to enlighten our audience. Thank you so much, Sonia.
Thank you, Niharika. Thank you so much.